Hi, Eric Gibaud, ericgibaud.com, and today I'm going to speak about what we could do to survive this crisis that is already here and is going to get worse, a lot worse. So how could we survive as photographer, and a few ideas of what we could do and to overcome the situation that is really hard and it's going to become harder. Let's start. Right now, some people are really worried. I speak about the photography world. Some photographers who've been with that job for many years now, they cannot go out and make pictures because quarantine, and then if they cannot go out, if they can go out, maybe the client that cannot meet them, so it's very complicated. So many of these photographers are really worried. Some photographers were thinking about starting working this, so that they're not sure if it's going to be worth it, if it's not risky, if it's good, not. And others who had just started and they're not sure if they should carry on or just stop what they had started. So many people are really worried. The idea of this video is for people who want to make money with photography. But although if you're an amateur, it may be interesting anyway, because some people, when they will see they have a lack of income, they may think that photography is a way of getting some extra money to meet the end of the month, no? So I'm not going to get in details whether what they will do is legal, not legal, whatever. Each people should check in their country and the laws, the rules, all that, if they can actually work as photographer or whatever, what they need to do to make it legal or not. But it's not my problem. What I'm speaking about here is ideas and things to think about to be able to survive this situation. Now I'm going to speak about gear. Well, small parenthesis, I was a sales instructor, sailboat, and when there's a storm, what you do is you get your sail in to get less surface against the wind, so it's less risky, nothing will break or less. So when there is a crisis like the one that we have now, and it's really starting now, we're not sure if it's going to take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or maybe more. It's important that you're really cautious with your gear. So what does that mean? Many people, they will think, well, right now there are good prices. Actually, I made a video about that. It's a good time to buy gear. But I speak about prices, not about personal situation. So right now, it's very important to not buy the most expensive gear. Let's say now you have money to buy a Sony A7 IV Mark IV, or a Nikon Z7, or Canon R or R5 when it comes out. I say, okay, I bet everything on this, I buy this, and then I'll start making money with photography. Yes, but you're not sure you're going to make money. But what can happen is that this camera falls on the floor or breaks. If it's in guarantee, no problem, but it can be repaired if it's a faulty camera. But if it's because it falls on the floor, that may be a problem. Maybe it's not insured or whatever. So you need to replace that gear. Will you have the money to replace that top gear? Probably not, or maybe not. So that will be a serious problem. So it is more clever to get mid-level gear, or including entry-level gear. It means that if it breaks, you probably have the money to replace it, because otherwise you're out, you cannot work anymore. That's a big problem. If it breaks, you're out. So you must work with something you can replace. Why? Because normally, although any camera can make good pictures because you make the picture, we tend to adapt our style to the limit of our gear. This is why a good photographer can make good picture with any gear, but not any picture. The picture he can make and make them well, but if you really use to facilities or features on your top gear camera, and this camera breaks and you cannot afford to buy a new one, the same model, you go down 1 or 2 or 3 level in quality of gear. And then you cannot deliver the same style or the same. If you were working really with high ISO, for example, and this camera you buy now to replace your top camera cannot do high ISO, you have a serious problem. You must change your style because you will have to start lighting or whatever. Your client won't see the same product, you won't feel as good, you will be, that will be really frustrating for you, that would be a problem. So it's important, it's better to have entry-level or mid-level gear than top gear you cannot replace. This is really important. Second, with flashes, for example, I speak about cameras, but flashes, don't buy the top either. I mean, if you say, oh, I've got 1,500 euros, I'm going to buy a Manfrotto flash, okay, but then one day that flash falls on the floor, and repairing it is about the same price. So that's a problem. Maybe you're better off buying a Godox or a Yongnuo or something more affordable. And if they cannot repair it, because with China maybe sometimes it's some problem or less, but you can still afford to buy a new one if it breaks. But if you want to have the same Manfrotto, that's a problem, because that's a lot of money. Maybe you won't have enough income for that. And something else that is really important, you need to have a spare wheel. This is vital. And a spare wheel in photography is a second body, a second camera, and very often an extra lens also, like you have your favorite lens, but then you have your spare wheel, which is like a 50mm 1.8 by Yongnuo or 35 1.8, even if it's lowest quality. That will save you in some situation, and you need to have this also. And the bodies, ideally, they should be the same, because if one breaks, you'd still keep delivering the same quality, image quality with a second body. So if you take one top camera, your second body should also be a top camera. So that's a lot of money. So if you have entry level or mid-level gear, then you can have two bodies very similar, and you have that spare wheel, because I think that you're betting your last money. Imagine, that's not the case of everyone, but imagine you're betting your last money on your gear to be able to work as a photographer and make money as a photographer. You cannot go wrong, and everything can go wrong, but you can't go wrong. So it means you cannot afford to be out of business because your camera is broken. So you must think about this second body to be able to finish work, okay? We probably have to think a new way of working. Because during months, depends on the country where you are, but during month or year, maybe, we don't know, 6 months, 2 months, 2 years, 3 years, there are many things we will not be allowed to do. Maybe gather 100 people together, and that won't be allowed, or to go to a commercial center or things like this. So we'll have to think new ways of working, and you have to think where to work and different services and things like this. For example, it's really sad what I'm going to say, but many people have lost a member of the family, and now they realize they don't have that great family picture that we used to do like 30 or 40 or 50 years ago, or even more obviously, and they don't have that great picture, and this person is not there anymore. So many people have started to think about this, and they think, well, we should have a good picture of all of us, family, or a portrait of the grandfather, grandmother, whoever, and you can go to their place, visit them, make the picture there, because it will be probably allowed to visit someone because you go on your own. It's not like gathering 50 person. So think about doing portrait at home, at your client's home. That's something you could offer. Celebration will be probably forbidden in many countries, like for wedding, forget about 100 guests in a wedding. Probably some countries that will tell you you can have the bride and the groom, the parents, witness, and that's it, maybe 10 people. So many people will be reluctant to contract a photographer for the ceremony. They will think, well, what for? We just make a picture with a smartphone and that's it. And I think you can still offer things like, you could do like the portrait of the couple. Why not? Tell them, okay, I can go to your place and make picture. You dress as you put your wedding dress, I'll make picture there, or in your garden or whatever. That kind of different thing, because these people will still want to have a souvenir of their wedding, even if there were not 200 people and there were only 10. So maybe that kind of service may be interesting. Or a newborn picture, but this was already made, but you can start doing newborn picture or whatever, things like this. Offer new ideas. Many companies won't be able to open straight away, so they were starting to sell their products online, but many of them, small companies, they did not really have the gear, the things ready to show. So they quickly make pictures of the product, and they use picture from the box or whatever, and they place it on their shopping cart or on the shopping website, and that's not really professional. So many of these will be interested if you offer them the possibility to make a nice catalog, good pictures, coordinated pictures with a style of all the product presented in the same way, same style, and probably you have opportunity to get new clients of that kind. I don't speak about big companies because they're already organized with that, but very often some smaller shop, they may say, oh yeah, I'm interested, I want good pictures of my product to show on Facebook or in a shopping, online shopping or whatever. So that's also a good product. Real estate companies, there will be many owners of houses that will be reluctant to have many people visiting the house. So I think many people would want to have really good picture of the place to show, so only the really qualified, interested clients or potential clients will visit, not 200 curious people. So for that, you need to show brilliant picture, good picture. So maybe doing real estate pictures is a good idea to offer that to real estate companies, so they will have good pictures to show their client prior to visiting, and also a way of selecting just few people to visit. So they need good pictures. Probably unemployment is going to go to rocket sky high, and who says unemployment says people looking for a job, and looking for a job they have a CV, and not every country allows it, but most of them do, and they recommend to have a really good picture on your CV. You can also offer to make good portrait for CV and get some background, backdrop, things like this to have a great look of that person, so he has a really good picture on his CV. Also a service you can offer. I think there are many services, but start thinking of offering different things than what you do right now, if what you do will not be allowed that easy or will not be that easy to do, okay? Think of all the service you could offer. Although most people watch my channel, they're actually photographers and they're not videographers, there are some videographers. I wanted to say that I think it's important that you add videography to your services. Why? Because right now, when there is crisis like this, the situation of trusting each other is really important. And if a client trusts you for his photography, if you tell him you do also videos, he will probably trust you also to do his videos. So let's say you've just made a catalog of product. Why don't you tell the director says, what about making a short video, cooperative video presenting your installation, or you speaking, or telling welcome to your clients for the website or social networks, whatever, and make that kind of videos. Or also real estate companies, maybe you can say, I made some pictures, but I could make also a 1, 2, 3 minutes video of the place running around while I make the picture. I'll make a video so you show better your clients, whatever, that kind of thing. Or people who are looking for a job, tell them I can make a video CV. So obviously you will be a videographer, but this person, they need a cine director actually. And you have to learn what people expect from a CV, a video CV, for example. So learn that, because when you get to a client, you're getting quiet, tranquil, and you explain, well, you have to say this part, this part, this part, help him. Although you're not an expert, try to be as most informed as possible, because if this guy is happy with the result, he will probably recommend you to other people who are looking for a job and need a video CV. So work on that. And when working on videos, don't forget you need proper lighting and also some proper microphone, lavalier microphone or shotgun or whatever, but you need a serious microphone to get the sound right. It's very important that you're unique. Why? Because if you make the same picture as I do, most probably the client will come and check both styles are the same with the cheapest one, and he will contract the cheapest one. Maybe if you think I'm nicer or you're nicer, he'll contract you or me, but most probably will look at the price because the style is the same. So it's very important that you have your own style. You must think of a unique look or different look of what your competition is doing. That means first, you must learn how to light. Why? Because 80% of people or 50% of people, what they do is pull or push the ISO up when there is no lack of light, and then they put a Lightroom preset and that's it, and the picture is done. If you know how to light, you can be unique in your way of lighting. It means it's very hard to imitate what you do. I mean, imitating a preset or a way of retouching is not that hard, but imitating lighting is more difficult. So learn how to light, to have a unique look on your pictures and unique way of lighting. That's very important. Second, forget about ready-made preset, third-party presets in Lightroom or whatever you use. Why? Because everyone can get this preset. When I see the orange and teal, everyone is doing orange and teal. And then if I'm a photographer, maybe I will probably see the difference to see, oh, this one is better framed, this one is better composed, whatever. But most clients don't see that. They just see it's the same tone, and for them it looks the same. So who is the cheapest one? This guy, I contract this one. Same story. Try to have your own look. If you have a series of many pictures, well, you can create your own preset and then apply it to all the series, but this is your preset. The way it looks is your style. And then the way of retouching pictures sometimes is everyone is doing the same thing. Try to do different. Don't try to do exactly what your neighbor is doing. Do different. Probably people will imitate you if you're good. And then think about something new. Be ahead of people, but try to be unique. This is really important. Many people, when they start being photographer, they think, at last, I'm going to make pictures all day. And that's not the way it works. Normally, you spend 80% of your time searching for clients, or looking for clients, or looking after clients, or whatever, but not making pictures. So it's very important that now it's going to be even more important than ever. They need to see your work. So you need to have a good online marketing. Then you need to know how to manage social networks perfectly, which one is good, which one is bad, website if necessary, photography portals, whatever. But you need to work on your marketing so people see your work. If they don't see your work, they cannot contract you because they don't know you exist. And once they've seen your work and they get in touch with you, the job is not done yet. You need them to contract you. So you need to learn how to sell. You need to tell them why they should contract you, why you are the best for that. Telling I'm the best for that is not telling others are bad. It's because you explain why for this job you are the right person. This is what selling is about. So it's important you learn this. And many people say, but I don't know how to learn that. Well, right now and very often there are online courses that explain how to do online marketing, how to sell all this. Many are free. Even Google was doing a free tuition for that. So check and try to get information on how to sell yourself, how to promote your services, all this. This will save your life, and this is going to be 80% of your time. This is really important. Competition is going to be really hard. We are many, and there will be few clients. Not everyone is going to survive as photographer. So you need to be the best in everything. Everything. It means you need to train. The typical guy who says, I don't use Photoshop because that's not natural, forget about this. Some clients will ask you to retouch your pictures and you cannot say, oh, that's not my style, or I don't know how to do it. You must be prepared for everything because there will be few clients. And if a client at last says, yes, I want to contract you, you cannot tell him you cannot do it. You must know how to do it. If you want to do some video, you should be training already how to edit a video. If you want to do a product photography, you can stop the video right now and start making pictures of your product at home right now. Learn how to light it, how to show the product, all this. You must train on everything. You must be prepared that when a client says yes to you, you cannot tell him, I don't know how to do it. You must know how to do it. So it is very important that you imagine all the kind of services you can give and to be able to do them. You must train now. not wait for the client to call you. You must train now. In crisis, we need to be flexible to be able to adapt ourselves. So it means that price-wise, when you're going to speak to your client, you will see his reaction. When you tell the price, very often you will be able to see if he's honest and he can really not pay it, or he's just trying to get your price down because he's abusing. No? So if it's a second situation, you decide if you accept this game or not. But if you feel the person is honest and he really wants your product and just your service, he just cannot afford it right now, try to know how much he can afford. And then be honest with him. Tell him, listen, I know you want my service. I want to be your provider. But if I don't drop my price, don't get the service, and maybe no one will be able to give you service, but I won't get the money either. So why don't we get to an agreement? Can we meet halfway? I ask for 500 and you can offer 300. Is 400 possible? And speak to the person, but do it this way, not the way that you feel that you're ready to drop your pants to get the right price, to get the deal. No, you must feel that you're doing an effort for him and you ask him to make an effort for you. And speak, be flexible. This is important. Be flexible, explain the situation and how we could meet the right price for both. Okay, and then you decide if it's worth it or not. And then another flexibility, it can be in the way of paying. Sometimes, let's say you do a catalog of products of a computer shop, for example, and they cannot pay for what you ask. Why don't you make an exchange? You give me this computer and I give you the pictures, or partial, I say some money plus this, and make some exchange. Obviously things you need. Or you make pictures for a pizza shop that delivers at home. And you say, okay, I can exchange partially that money and the rest give me 20 vouchers for pizza, and then you have food for 2 months because anyway you're going to eat. So be creative. And then in the way of charging, many companies are going to go bankrupt. So don't give really extended payment. Try to get the money with the picture when you deliver the picture. Get part down payment first, but then try to get the money when you deliver the picture. So the best way for that is to give a discount. Well, the price is this, but I get down payment of so much, and when I give the picture, if you give me the rest straight away, then you get an extra 10%, 20%, whatever, something that motivates them. It's better to get 80% of something than 100% of nothing. So don't forget that, be flexible. I hope you like this video. Don't give up, don't give up. When there are some crises, there are also some big opportunities. And sometimes the opportunity is the way of, to change the way we work. And sometimes it makes us go better than before the crisis. So don't give up, don't demotivate yourself, go for it. Many of us, maybe all of us, will come out okay out of this. But keep fighting, don't forget, keep fighting. If you feel this video may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a small button down here and also a small bell. If you click on the bell, get notified when I upload a new video. My website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, you can leave a comment below or send me an email to info@ericgibaud.com. Below also put links of my gear on Amazon and also links to other parts of my YouTube channel. Don't give up. Take care of yourself. We'll fight. We'll win. Okay, see you soon. Bye.